What's going on, guys, out there? Just want to talk to you today about the novation SL Mk3. It's Phi, basically. It is. I'm gonna read it to you. The SL Mk3 is far from a typical keyboard. It's a sequencer, an all dance hub, all for music and making tools. A centerpiece to connect, control, create with your entire setup, computer or not. So basically, it's saying it could be ran as standalone. It has a sequencer built from what the what was that model they had out, that little one. I forgot the name of that thing. You know what I'm talking about. I never had one, so I don't know. Let me see, what was it called? It's this damn thing, the circuit. The circuit. It's got the I guess the sequencer from the circuit. I don't know what the circuit has to offer, but I never made beats for the circuit. But I might have to get one. But looking at a couple videos kind of drew me back from it, and I hope that I can get my hands on this novation right here, this SL Mk3. It look like it's a beast all in one. It has the only reason why I was looking at it for bigger purposes is these pads right here. They're saying they're not pressure sensitive, but they're poly pressure sensitive. So each one can counteract with poly pressure in the channel. So basically, you can get a lot of feel. And these scroll buttons right here. Let me scroll it up for y'all, cause y'all people can't see, especially for my older folks out there. All right, now you got some knobs. You got some. You got some knobs up 8 knobs. You got your buttons, mutes and solos, and then you have your sliders, your transport. You got your transport. Everybody gotta have a transport, but these pads, rocking the Novation Mini MK2. Hopefully, they come out with a SL MK2 at least 32 key, because I might jump on that. But if they come out with a 25 key, which I know they will, you just gotta give it some time, y'all. They will come out with a 25 key version, hopefully. If not, you just have to snatch the 49 and just be satisfied. You got your boy right there playing on that. I would go into detail about the video. Like, he got a whole lot of stuff hooked up to it. He jamming. So the only thing I would use it for is Ableton, because these pads right here you can scroll up and down banks in your Ableton, and that's good. And you can scroll through your parameters and all of that. You got these buttons on the side where you can scroll through your parameters. You even have a scale button on there. No keyboard has that, like, standalone. So that's why I made this a big deal about talking about this keyboard. Let me know in the bottom if you're thinking about scooping one, if you're an Ableton guy. Because when they made the FL Fire for Akia made the FL Fire for Fruity Loops. They didn't hit it out the ballpark, but when this was made, they revolutioned how you can have light scales and stuff like that. You got the lights on there, like the complete keyboards and the native instruments. But Ableton's a nice software. I love Ableton. I love Machine. But I like Ableton because it has more of a mixing and more audio sounds and ways to manipulate stuff on the fly with markers, which a lot of them are, some lack, and a lot of them DAWs have it. So what do you think about the SL Mk3. What do you think? Is it revolution? Has it revolutioned your playing ability, or has it basically got to a level where you're playing and you need more items? Right here it says the velocity sensitive RGB pads have multiple functions too. They can be used for launching clips as usual, a step sequencer, or for finger drumming, and you have poly aftertouch. So this thing has aftertouch on keys and pads. That's a plus. You can't get better than that. That's what I would say. You can't get better than that. This is the workflow I would have with my monitor, blah blah blah. But I would have this in my centerpiece, and I would have my keyboard controls as my shortcut dominator. That's what I would call that. So before you buy this, please check the tech specs. We're gonna go through it. It's 49 to 61 key, individually sprung, synth style, semi-weighted keyboard. That's a lot of pronunciations in just one sentence. You have 16 full-colored RGB pads. Basically, you have a 2-page, 2-scene launch buttons, 8 continuous rotary knobs, 8 sliders. Like I said, you got the 8 knobs and the 8 sliders. Your transport, we already went through this, but it's just telling you what it has on it. The pitch bend, the 2-octave transport buttons, the 5 RGB TFT LCD screens you have on deck. You have a 59 blacklit buttons with tack switches, 49 or 61 keybed RGB LEDs, a 16 assignable buttons times 2 pages that equals up to 32 assignable buttons, and you have assignable grid times 2 pages that equals 32 assign pads. The backlit RGB mode switching buttons include the in control from the Novation line, just like when they came out with the auto map. So they're coming out with the in control because they're in control of you. So I guess that's what that means. So you have a USB, you have a DC socket, and a power switch. MIDI on, MIDI out. MIDI in, MIDI out. 1 and 2 and through times 3 5-pin DIN sockets, a sustain and a expression pedal, 1/4-inch TRS jack inputs, foot switch pedals, 1/4-inch TS jack inputs. You got a CV gate modulations, -1 to on your 3.5 millimeter jack sockets. Same on the other one. You have 2 of them. You have a clock out, and you have your Kingston security lock for your thieves out there, because they're gonna try to steal it, but they can't get it. And the sequencer has 64 sessions, 8 track per session, 8 tracks per track, 16 steps per pattern, for a total of 128 steps per track. So you can basically make your steps. You make a step sequencer, and you can just have 128 steps. I mean, how many steps do you need? You can hook up something else and have 512 steps, but that's up to you. You have your real-time record notes with velocity and automation. Very exclusive on any keyboard. You have your auto quantized notes to step and automation to 6 events per step. All assignable controls can be automated, 8 maximum automation lanes. Wow. You have an internal tempo ranging from 40 to 240 beats per minute. Your swing can be set to 20% to 80%. Your real-time functions are your 16 scale types and chromatic transposition. Split the keys into 8 playable zones. Pattern expand view, flip the grid. Pattern start and end. Direction include random, configurable pattern chain, and your session instant switching for queued switches. It has a lot on here. Okay. Velocity and gate per step. It has multiple gain lengths per step from real-time mode, automation edit per step, and it has clear step automation and duplicate step pattern per pattern and clear per pattern per session. So it comes with Ableton Live 10. So you got Ableton Live Lite 10, 4 gigs of loop master sounds and samples, and you're ready to rock. So we're gonna stop talking about the Novation right now because it's making my mind blow right now. I just want to go ahead and just get one right now. So if I was you, I'm gonna leave a link to the bottom of the description of the video, and I'm gonna let you see where you can go to Novation. They're not sponsoring me for it, but you know it's exclusive, and I think that my Ableton users out there using it. Tell me if you got one, and tell me how you're using it. Is it a better control feel, or is it better workflow for you? So this has a lot of stuff. I will read up on this. Go to the novation.com/keys/SI-Mk3 with 2 eyes. So get on it. That's what I say, get on it. So I'm gonna end this video on that point. Y'all peace out, and I'll holler back at y'all.